Artifacts. You guys notice that? By the way, hi, welcome. This is The Life Coach Twitch, or it's The Life Coach on YouTube. We are The Life Coach Insta on Instagram. How are you doing? What's going on? How the heck are you? Holy moly, got a million different people signing up. If you want to sign up for something individual, by the way, feel free to go over to our website, holisticlifeconsultants.com. You can click on the Get Started, and it'll just ask you for some information, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can, and we'll set up a one-to-one appointment. So feel free to do that. I may add my Calendly, actually, to my socials, so that you guys can book like an individual appointment. right away like to do one-to-one, free consultation, stuff like that. So I want to make myself as accessible as possible, as long as people don't take advantage of it, no problem. But yeah, how are you? How the heck are you on this wonderful Monday Funday? I said Monday Funday on purpose because I'm going to have fun, and it's Monday. So, all right, we're going to get rid of this. I don't, it's not my favorite song. Guys, Stillface. Not my favorite song. I like this song a lot. Obviously, Time Tunnel is my favorite, but we'll deal with that later. How are you all? I'm looking at the multi-stream, so if you're not getting responded to, then please let me know. I will. I'll definitely respond. I have a different mug today. I wanted to show you guys because it is obviously it's Monday Funday. I have a mug with kittens on it. And they look cute and innocent enough until you realize one is telling the other, the hell are you looking at? So I'll try to back it up so you can actually see it. It's kind of a greenish color, very grandma mug. Like it looks like a mug that your grandmother would have like, you know, on her shelves or like, you know, in the hutch. You guys remember hutches that nobody ever uses any of the dishes for except for that one time you had people over for a holiday and it never happened again. You know, hutches. So that's kind of one of my favorite parts about this mug is that it looks like an old grandma mug, but the cats are just like, the hell are you looking at? It's very fun in real life. I will show it to, I don't know, maybe I'll take a picture of it or something. I'll put it on Instagram, which you can follow me on. Please do. It's the Life Coach Insta. It helps me out. It helps me to do some more outreach. And the bigger that the Instagram account becomes and the Facebook account becomes and blah, 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 the better it is for us to have more fun as a community. More opinions mean more bad opinions. More bad opinions means I get to yell at you and have more fun, and you guys get to stare and point and laugh at the horrible things that I say to people who say stupid things. No, that's like the opposite of how this channel goes. If you haven't been around, I will laugh, but, you know, if you're serious, I'll do my best not to laugh. But cheers to you guys who have been here early. You are the early birds. I hope that you only catch worms that you want to catch. Hopefully they are gummy worms. Cheers. Going in for the double sip. Oh, man. Do I still have that? I used to have that as a... Let's see if I have that on here. I literally had that as like an alert. I don't know. I think I'm going to add it. It's like in my video editing software. I'll bring it over. I'll import it over to OBS, and then I can do that every time we do the double sip, if it's double sip worthy. Now, this is a combination, just so you know. This is like one of those emergency things. I was at Wegmans. Wegmans does not have New England coffee, so I have to order that. But they do have Starbucks coffee, and I got their dark roast Starbucks pre-ground, you know, not like super high quality, but like, okay, definitely better than the other options available. And by the way, like the Pete's coffee that was there was like $4 more a bag. So I got the Starbucks. I just tried it. I just brewed up a fresh pot of decaf. Defense. Get it? Defense. I just made decaf, and it's really good. This is actually the best batch of decaf that I've made so far. So far we're making progress on pure decaf. This is not like when I mixed it with the coffee brand coffee, that was not decaf. So this is not too sweet. It doesn't have too much of that weird coffee decaf flavor. It actually tastes more like regular coffee. And both the hazelnut and the dark roast are decaf. So, and same water. I'm not changing out the water. It's not even that high quality of water. I'm just, you know, it's getting boiled, so it's okay. If I had better quality water and coffee brand coffee decaf, I think we can find the holy grail of coffee. By the way, please let me know if you have ordered coffee brand coffee because of me. I'd love to know, because there is an affiliate program where I can get credit for people that sign up to buy coffee brand coffee because of me. And I wasn't kidding when I said isn't a sponsor, but could be. It really can be, and I would love to do it. So if you guys are interested in expanding your coffee or caffeinated horizons, please let me know. I will get the affiliate link and I will put that in the stream. I highly recommend it. I truly do believe that it is one of the best coffees that I had. I'm not gonna. I mean, Java Love is just still like right here, but Coffee Brand Coffee is like right here, and it's significantly cheaper, and it supports a company that I know loves people online like you, like me, and is very streamer friendly. So do me a favor, let me know, and then I will get the affiliate link and you guys can check it out, and that would be great. Speaking of sponsorships, and I want to get your guys' take on this, your opinion. I got offered to do a sponsorship for Star Trek Fleet Academy. It's like a Star Trek app. I'm sure you've seen an advertisement for it before. I can set up a campaign where viewers can use my code and then on their phone, I don't know if it's on your computer, but probably a lot of these are across different platforms now, but you could download it, and if you play it for like, I don't know, up to a certain level, essentially if you play it for 5 minutes after you download it and you use my link, I get credit for it, I get paid for it. It's a paid sponsorship, so I don't like shoving ads down people's throats, and I honestly haven't played it yet, so I don't know if it's any good. But if it's something that you guys would be interested in helping me out with, I'll check it out. I'll download the app. I'll play it a little bit, and I'll see if it's worth doing. And if it is, then I'll put it up on the stream. There'll be a link. I'll do an exclamation point on the stream, and then you guys can try it out. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. But that was just offered to me this morning. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how I feel about that sponsorship in particular. I really like to only sponsor things that I care about and that I believe in, like, Coffee Brand Coffee. And there's some other things that I would be happy to sponsor. I don't know if mobile games are where it's at, although, I don't know. League of Legends, I could do. There's a zombies and puzzles game I would honestly do because I play it all the time. But there's not too many games like that. Raid Shadow Legends, it's your boy. I would do that too. But anyway, it is Monday Funday. We are here. It was chilly all day. I'm actually hot in my office right now, and I really hope that isn't because the heat is on, but I feel like it is. If it stays warm in here, I'm going to have to go downstairs and turn the AC on. It's very, very not okay. I've got my coffee in hand. I am ready to talk about Mondays. But I wanted to start with a question. Do you hate Mondays? A lot of people do. A lot of people hate Sunday nights. A lot of people hate Mondays. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on Mondays. If you like them, if you love them, if you are indifferent to them, if you don't like them, or if you hate them. Let me know in the chat. Be very interested to see what your thoughts are on this. Me personally, I love Mondays. And I have gotten some strange looks for saying that I love Mondays. So curious to see what you think. Do you hate, love, indifferent to, like, or dislike Mondays? Oh, that is really good. Damn. I'm pretty happy with that. So again, the question is, how do you feel about Mondays? Hate, dislike, indifferent, like, love. Oh, sorry. Let me see if you guys are sending me private messages about that too. Okay, so we have one like. We have, it's not my favorite day, but I don't hate it. Okay, so I would put that squarely in the indifferent category. So we have a like, we have an indifferent. I love it, so I've got a love because I count my own vote in here too. So far, fairly positive average for Mondays, which is pretty surprising. I would say it's surprising. Oh, shit. I should be checking the multi-stream. Sorry. And if you did send something in the multi-stream or in YouTube chat, I apologize. I can't see it. If you could retype that in so I could take a look, that would be good. Man, I am warm. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put up the question, and I'm going to go see what's going on with the thermostat. Let's see. That's weird. There is not a picture about, I mean, there's a lot of pictures about Monday sucking. That's really weird. All right, so anyway, we're going to do a BRB LOL. I'm going to put this in the Twitch chat. How do you feel about Mondays? Please type in chat. All right, I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes. I'm going to check out what's going on with the thermostat, fill my coffee even more, and we will be right back to discuss Monday in a little bit more depth and detail. Whew, it's hot. Okay. Oh my God. Whew. All right. We are back. And man, it's hot. The heat was on. The heat is on. It was literally on. And it was hot. I mean, I'm in the second floor of the unit where the thermostat is. So the thermostat is saying, hey, it's actually chilly in here. But I'm like up a whole, I don't know, 15, 20 feet. Whew, man. It gets hot up here, even though it's cold down there, especially when the heat is on. And that heat is coming all the way up the stairs. So I close the door and I turn the AC on again. It's cool outside. It's not cold enough for heat. I'm sorry. It's the beginning of October. Let's not get carried away. I'm wearing a sweater and wearing an undershirt. I could be fine in a t-shirt in 66, 65 degrees. With a sweater on, it had better be 60, 63. It's just how I'm built. I'm built hot. I run hot. Let me check the Discord too. So we're finding out if people hate Mondays. All right, so we have one hate. That does balance us back. I mean, it seems like it's kind of indifferent, right? I would say that it looks like it's pretty indifferent overall. It's like a neutral day. Maybe it's like neutral territory. Maybe it's not as bad as it used to be. You know, I could totally see that being not as bad as it used to be. But however you feel about Mondays, which I'll just kind of run through some of these. Some days you just can't handle them. Yeah, I get it. That's a tiny picture of Monday feels. This is how sexy I feel on Mondays. That could be every day for some people. How I feel this Monday. Monday is beating the crap out of me. So you get the idea. I mean, people don't love Mondays. It's not like people's favorite thing to think about Mondays. Like, so Monday we meet again. But why? Why do we hate Mondays? In particular, why? I mean, obvious answers accepted. It's okay. I just want to know, why do you think we hate Mondays? If anybody could guess. Because that's going to tie into the solution to that. There is a solution to Monday blues. Ooh, let's cheat and see if this person figured out the answer to that. Nope, that's the wrong answer. Screw you, de-stress Monday, hashtag wrong as hell. They do not have the answer, just so you know. It's much less intuitive than that, and it takes some extra effort. No, just no. So, all right. Who can tell me why they think everybody hates Mondays? Not necessarily why you hate Mondays, but why do you think people hate Mondays so much? And I'm going to try not to answer because, like, honestly, I already know. I already know the answer. Like, I feel like I'm that teacher in school. It's like, well, class, are you going to volunteer? I'm going to have to call on someone. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just sit here and tell you all the answers. I did refill the coffee, and it is good. Very happy with today's coffee situation. Like, very happy. And I'm so happy that it's completely decaf. I feel safe drinking it. Because I love coffee. I love the flavor of coffee, but I really can't afford to drink a pot of coffee at 8 o'clock at night. So this is really nice. It tastes really good. Very happy. There was something that I read about decaf being bad for you. Sorry, total sidebar. I have to see this. Ah, good. Good. One must also be aware of the side effects of decaf coffee associated with its excessive consumption. It may cause heart complications by increasing bad cholesterol levels, aggravate rheumatoid arthritis and acidity, interfere with iron absorption, and cause headaches and drowsiness. Well, guys, that's the show for today. I guess I'll be seeing you tomorrow. No, this is ridiculous. Seriously? Okay, so literally right behind that, or right below that, is an article that says decaf is similar in taste and appearance to regular coffee, but contains very little caffeine. There is no evidence, this is in bold, there is no evidence to suggest that drinking decaf is bad for a person's health, and it may even share some of the health benefits of regular coffee. This is what I mean by, like, you literally can't look anything up on the internet anymore because you will find two completely opposite answers. I'm sorry, but putting myself at risk of rheumatoid arthritis, migraines, iron absorption problems, and bad cholesterol doesn't sound like it has no negative side effects. This is ridiculous. All right, how is it made? Okay, whatever. Organic solvents, water, or carbon dioxide. Interesting. The removal of caffeine and other compounds can also rob this coffee of its trademark taste. That's what I was talking about. See that it does have a different flavor. Those preferring decaf coffee seem to be okay with this given its purported benefits, but some research also sheds lights on possible side effects of decaf. It can cause heart complications. Okay. These effects were not observed in the caffeinated variant. It was found to increase a specific blood fat that's linked to metabolic syndrome. That's what I need right now is heart complications. In another study, shifting from caffeinated to decaffeinated coffee did not decrease the risk of heart attacks. Okay. Methylene chloride, one such solvent used for the removal of caffeine, could be carcinogenic. Yes. 2 cups of decaffeinated coffee a day could be safe in healthy. I don't like anything about this sentence. 2 cups of decaffeinated coffee a day could be safe in healthy individuals. But as per the FDA, if you react strongly to caffeine negatively, avoid decaffeinated coffee. Well, I have no reaction to caffeinated coffee, so I don't think I'm at risk there. But I'm already on my second cup of coffee, and we're not even a half hour in. Damn it. Replacing regular coffee with decaf may lower blood pressure, although in a small way. It may aggravate rheumatoid arthritis. Caffeinated coffee does not pose this risk. May cause acidity. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Regular coffee was caused to more pronounced gastrointestinal reflux. This effect was mitigated when the coffee was decaffeinated. Oh, well, there's one benefit. May interfere with iron absorption. Chlorogenic acid. Oh, in general, coffee, or whatever. I mean, I'm drinking plenty of coffee. It inhibits plant-based iron absorption. Well, joke's on you, plants. I don't eat you for my iron. May cause headache or drowsiness. I've never had a headache, so not going to be me. That's going to be a pass for me. But just so you guys know, there could be more withdrawal symptoms. Individuals who consume coffee regularly may often experience headaches, drowsiness, and even fatigue when given decaf. Well, that just sounds like withdrawal from caffeine. Okay. If you're extremely sensitive to caffeine, we do not recommend it. This also includes pregnant or lactating women and individuals dealing with anxiety or who have trouble sleeping. Way to eliminate like 3/4 of the U.S. population. If you have trouble sleeping or anxiety, hi everyone, we can't drink decaf apparently. Tell that to Dunkin' Donuts. Decaf coffee is the best alternative to your regular coffee without caffeine. The high antioxidant and nutrient content of decaf may benefit your health. Yeah, except for that bad cholesterol thing and the rheumatoid arthritis and the iron deficiency, it sounds like it has many benefits to your health. Limit the consumption of decaf coffee to avoid these adverse reactions. I mean, I'm only drinking it like a half a pot of coffee every day for 3 days. That's not too much, is it? Drinking 5 to 10 cups of decaf coffee could accumulate the amount of caffeine found in 1 to 2 cups of regular caffeinated coffee, but this does not mean you can drink 5 to 10 cups of decaf coffee every day. Stick to 2 to 3 cups to be on the safe side. Well, guys, there you have it. I can drink, honestly, if that's what I have to limit myself to, I'll just drink regular caffeinated coffee. I can drink 2 to 3 cups of regular coffee at 8 o'clock at night and go to bed at midnight. I did that yesterday. So there's no point to decaf, is what they're saying. Does decaf coffee make you poop? Asking the important questions. Yes, it does, just like regular coffee. Excellent. Look at all the sources. Wow, that's an article that actually has sources. Good for you, Style Craze, for having your sources available on your website and not being afraid to have people read the source material. Medically reviewed. This is a great article. Of all the things that I've looked up during our time together, this has had the best sources, and it's, of course, about coffee, because if there's anything that Americans and people in general are invested in, it's the research on coffee. So anyway, I think that qualifies. Here you go. This is the more you know. Don't drink decaf. I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to do one of those Steve Carell style, the more you knows, with like black and white about decaf and like how it like causes more cholesterol levels to go up and like your arthritis to flare up and like how it just makes your body hate itself and disgusting. And I'm going to do a Steve Carell style, the more you know. I'll put it up on YouTube. Expect to see that in the next few weeks. So anyway, going back, all the way back to our original topic, which is Mondays. How do you feel about them? We have a pretty good arrangement of answers to that. The general consensus is negative on Mondays. And I got to tell you guys, it doesn't have to be this way. The reason why people hate Mondays typically when you ask them is because they actually have to do things they don't want to do. I mean, usually the answer is I have school/work/whatever responsibilities on Mondays. It's also why people hate Sunday evenings and people get the Sunday jitters, Sunday anxiety related to what's going to come up or happen on Monday. And I get it, and it makes sense because weekends have become these islands, these safe havens of time that we don't have responsibilities. And man, so what you would think is you would follow that stupid picture that I saw earlier, and you would just take time during your Mondays to relax and give space to yourself to do. No, that's not the answer literally at all whatsoever. Because the only thing that's going to make you feel better about Monday is diving into that shit, getting things done, confronting the demons that are coming up for the beginning of the week, and making those things happen until you don't feel pressure and anxiety anymore that you don't have your shit together. I mean, that's the real answer. Not sitting and thinking about nice things. I hate stuff like that. Have you guys ever been told that? Just think happy, happy thoughts. You know, take some time for yourself on a Monday. During the work day where you're getting bombarded with emails and people are coming into your office and telling you this fire is on fire and this fire actually has a fire on top of the fire and this fire has a dumpster on it that's also on fire. Take time for yourself. Ignore everybody and sit in a state of bliss. Like, does that really work for literally anyone? Now, granted, I just gave somebody a mental exercise to do when they're feeling overwhelmed and nothing is going on that involves picturing a place. And I'll walk you through this because it's fun and it's nice. So you imagine yourself walking out of the woods and you come to a clearing. And in this clearing, there's just sun rays that are coming through it. You can see them at the angle. It's well lit. It feels very warm and safe. There's nice sounds in the air that you're familiar with. You know this place. You've been to this place a million times. It's very familiar and it never changes. And coming out of the woods whenever you want, you can go to this clearing and you can find that log or that stone or that stump and you can sit on it and just be. Right there. It exists always in your mind. You can go to it whenever you want. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, and really there's nothing that you can do about it at the moment, there's no physical thing you can do, it's just you generally feel overwhelmed. This is a nice exercise to do over and over and over and over and over. The great thing about this exercise, if you did this for 10 years, you'll get so familiar with the place that you'll instantly get there. And you'll have a strong image, a vivid image of this place. And it can really bring your heart rate down, your breathing down, your sweating and your palms down. It could really reduce your anxiety and your overwhelmed feeling. This is something anybody can do. Increases your antihistamine response. It decreases histamine. It increases your white blood cell count. It decreases your cortisol levels and your stress release chemical. It's really nice. But that is when there is just a feeling of being overwhelmed, but there's not like a imminent threat, imminent danger, imminent stressor. When you have an imminent stressor and you're at work, for instance, that shit doesn't work, because as soon as you come out of that forest and you go back to real life, things are still on fire all around you, and you look a lot like that meme with the dog sitting in the kitchen that's on fire saying, "This is fine." You don't want that. That's like borderline getting yourself to a delusional standpoint. That exercise is specifically meant to help you when you're unreasonably feeling overwhelmed and you know you shouldn't feel that way, but you are. This is very specific. And please let me know if you're not sure whether or not you should be using that and in what circumstances. I'd be happy to walk you through it. But in general, on a Monday, during work, when stuff's actually on fire and things are actually stressful, tackling these things step by step, chunk by chunk, bite by bite, those are the ways that you actually reduce your stress and anxiety related to Monday. So this whole stopping, taking a minute and thinking, I just need some time to myself because it's Monday, you're literally exacerbating the problem. And as soon as you come back to that reality, things are still not done. Your shit is still not together. You still feel overwhelmed because things are bad and you haven't done what you needed to do for the day to get things back under control. So that's why I don't think that's a super valuable piece of advice for Mondays. You're really not going to like what I say about the solution for Mondays, but it is real. We can't hold weekends as sacred spaces where we do nothing productive. Cannot do it. Now, most of you probably already do things that are productive on the weekend. You just don't really consider it doing work. But I would make the argument, grocery shopping, laundry, cleaning the house, reorganizing things, doing bills, all of these things are things that need to get done. And they're the exact same type of tasks, by the way, that most jobs require of you too. They're small, mundane tasks that have an end, that are repetitive and they suck, but you get through them, you get them done, and they're accomplished. You put out the fire, and then you let it smolder for another week and, pops back up. Yay. But you're still doing that on the weekend, but you're not recognizing that you're doing it on the weekend, or maybe you're not, in which case we need to have a whole different conversation because you're doing absolutely nothing on the weekend, and that is what is causing such a stark contrast between your weekend and your week. And that stark contrast, the bigger the difference, and I talk about this all the time with like when you go to sleep, when you wake up. I can't control when I go to sleep, but I can control when I wake up. If you wake up 2 days a week late, the third day is going to be that much harder to get up early. So same thing with doing productive things during the week. The more you do productive things during the weekend, the easier Monday feels. You don't need Sunday jitters. You don't need that Sunday anxiety. You can get ahead of things. I'm not saying respond to emails. Definitely not. That's like I'm the last person that would tell you to do anything for work on a weekend if it's not your business. It's just like a job. But that being said, you could sneak a peek at your emails and know what you're getting into on Monday. And I would recommend doing this not at 8 o'clock at night, not at 6 o'clock when you look at this and go, shit, well, that's going to be fun tomorrow. But like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, where you could look at that and be like, you know what? I got plenty of time to think about how I want to respond to this. And what I'm actually going to do is respond right now. And I'm going to time the email to send Monday morning at 9. Now it's done. It's out of the way. Now you don't have to do it when you get back on Monday morning. It's done. Past you already took care of future you, and now future you's present you, and you're like, yes, thank you. I don't have to do this now. And honestly, what else are you doing on Sunday? You're watching football? You're hanging out with your friends? You're going to a bar? You're going to, whatever. Whatever you're doing, you could set up an email to respond to somebody. I refuse to check my work email on weekends. Sure. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But you got to ask yourself why. Why do you refuse? And if your answer is you just want that contrast between your weekends and your weekdays, chances are you're one of those people that has Sunday jitters and hates Monday mornings. Sometimes you feel ambushed. Sometimes you feel overwhelmed. And 15 minutes on a Sunday could save you from being surprised and ambushed on a Monday. You might even have the private phone number of your boss. I mean, I had that when I was in the corporate world, and I would text my boss on Sunday and be like, yo, what the hell is this person talking about? And so I would get her endorsement that she also thinks this is ridiculous by Monday. I was good to go. I would just go in on Monday and somebody would have an email and like they would come up to me and ask me about it. I'm like, hey, I think we should go over to Tina and talk to her about that. It always went well for me because I did the prep ahead of time. When I ran a tutoring company, it was the same thing. I would just not answer emails, but I would just check and see what I'm up against around Sunday afternoon. And sometimes I would schedule emails to auto send at Monday mid-morning or early morning. So it looked like, yeah, I got right on top of this. I didn't get on top of anything. I was sitting back, kicking back, relaxing. I was, just hanging out, having a good time, drinking some Java Love coffee sometimes in the morning, and just sending an email for later. I need the space, but also right now I'm in school, so the weekends give me time to focus on that. Well, so that's another one of my points about this. So let's say you're doing school, which congratulations. You're doing school, that's great. That should also reduce the anxiety around Monday because you're being productive and there's not as much of a contrast between Sunday and Monday. The weekend is a productive time for you. And most importantly, if you do it right, your free time, your weekends are a time where you're productive for yourself, like a school, like going back to school, or like fixing a room in your house, or like building out an expansion, or starting a side hustle, or starting to sell some of your stuff that you do because you're already good at it. Doing those things on the weekends, you enrich yourself. So like, I go through this book and I'm looking at the system and I'm seeing like what I can do to get better at that. And I'm doing that on the weekend. I have a few weekends before I have to know what I'm doing with that Fate core system. I'm going to be doing something for me, but it's productive. It's work. I'm reading, I'm researching. It's the same thing. I'm still doing stuff that's similar to what I'm doing during the weekdays, but I'm productive on Sunday. So the difference between Sunday and Monday for me is that for me, Monday is a refresh where like everybody else tried to reset over the weekend. And like now they're all getting airdropped in on a Monday morning and they somewhat don't know what they're doing. They're disheveled, they're tired, they're hungover, whatever it is that they are from the weekend. And I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in fresh because I'm like, yeah, I was working on Sunday. I was doing things for me, but I was working on Sunday. Monday is just a nice, fresh new day. Like it's not the beginning of the week. And actually Sunday is the beginning of the week. I hate to tell you, Sunday is the first day of the week. I don't know if you know that. I'm surprised always when people tell me, like, I didn't know Sunday was the first day of the week. I thought it was Monday. Like, nah, but it's Sunday. So Saturday is the last day. That's the day of rest, technically, if you look at it from the I'll just say lunar calendar. But you can look at it that way. And if you have less contrast, you're getting up relatively the same time on the weekend. You're getting work done that's relatively similar to what you're doing on the weekdays. I guarantee you're going to see a reduction in that jitters, the Sunday jitters, that Sunday evening blues, and those Monday morning blues. So those are the things that I think could really help. They're practical things. They're counterintuitive. This is always what I want to be talking about, is what is counterintuitive. It's not always going to be what you think it is. It's not going to be thinking happy, happy thoughts all the time on a Monday morning. I don't know about you, but thinking happy thoughts, just to think happy thoughts, doesn't really do much for me. I don't like blowing smoke up my own ass, and you probably don't either. So think about these tactics, these practical measures that you can take to improve your Monday, because I'd rather you enjoy your Sunday night. Spend 15, 20 minutes on your Sunday afternoon to enjoy all the way up to when you go to bed on Sunday. What I would love is for everybody who's watching this to go to bed and get a good night's sleep on Sunday, having not a worry in the world about Monday. Getting up on Monday, feeling confident and refreshed that you already took care of a couple things. Let's start your week the right way next week. Let's do it. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. It's better than Geico because 15 minutes doesn't always save you money on your car insurance, but 15 minutes can save you a lot of grief and aggravation on Monday. Think about it. All right, so we're going to take another brief coffee break. I'll get my third and I guess final decaf coffee, which I'm never doing again, by the way, because we're just going to switch over to caffeinated coffee. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Let me know questions that you have about either Monday, about stress, about Sunday, about the exercise that I gave you guys. We're going to put on a little bit of music. I'm going to put on Time Tunnel. And I will be right back with my coffee and answering your questions. So Give me what those are, and I'll BRB LOL. Okay, we are back with more coffee. Woo! All right, thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you guys came up with some good questions. Take a look, I have a couple already on the multi-stream. All right, pause that. But first, I'm going to take another sip of the coffee. Again, cheers to you guys. Thanks for being on here tonight, especially on a Monday. I do appreciate it because I know how Mondays can be. Mondays can be exhausting. Sometimes they're the hardest day to get through in the week, but then after that first day, every day is a little easier because you're that much closer to your next break. And I do believe in breaks, by the way. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take a break. I'm saying that it's important for you to be productive for yourself, especially if you work a job where all you do all week is be productive for somebody else. You're only getting paid for the servitude and your time. It's not for self-improvement. So just remember that you're doing things for somebody else and it's not really helping you much. You know, you're gaining some skills, whatever. You do some things that are good for you in that way. But just remember that, like, if you're willing to put in that kind of time just for money, make sure you're investing some time and energy into yourself for your future, for something more, that you're building up yourself, you're doing something for yourself, and it's not just about what you're going to get financially at the end of the week. At the end of the day, a job's just a job, but your life is yours, and you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. All right, so cheers. I can't believe I can have 3 cups of coffee. That's bullshit. I would slow down. Thank you for the comment on why don't you slow down drinking the coffee. I would slow down, but I get up again. And I'm not going to sing a Chumbawamba song. I'll probably, I will get copyright hit if I do it well enough, so I'm not going to do that song. But it gets cold so fast. So I'd pour a mug of coffee, and I'm really happy about it. It's delicious. And if I'm careful and I'm slow, and I'm just casually and leisurely drinking that coffee, and then it gets cold. And then I'm stuck with like 3/4 of a cup of coffee, and it's cold. Now, I could just you might say, which we'll see, somebody probably did say, that you could only fill the bottom, and then you could be having hot coffee. First of all, it gets so cold so fast when you have it just the bottom of that mug of coffee. I would have to slug that down, and then I'd be doing a coffee break, BRB, LOL, over and over again. I'd have to have the coffee machine right here. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'd have to have the coffee machine right here and be constantly pouring little bits of coffee and then drinking them, which, now that you mention it, and by you I mean me, it's not a bad idea. I have a filing cabinet that I could repurpose. I've got the power. I've got the technology. I could probably make that happen. I may put my coffee maker right next to my desk. Then I could do caffeinated coffee and I could sip it. And I would just be like, oh, pulling over here, pouring over here, drinking that coffee. Man, I'm glad we discussed this as a team, as a family. Thank you for that. I'm serious. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to solve this problem because it can't be decaf. I'm not doing decaf with all those health issues that they discussed. I'm just not doing that. So yeah, thank you for that. All right. So next question that I have is okay, so let me paraphrase this. I don't mind Sundays and Mondays, but my partner does. How do I help them? Well, you could show them this video. You could discuss that kind of stuff with them. And you could, just whatever. You could try the same technique with them. Try to understand where they're coming from. A lot of the things that we don't understand why somebody else has a problem with are usually cultural or trauma-based. So family to family, community to community, state to state, country to country, religion to religion. There's all kinds of cultural differences between people, and they could cause particular difficulties in aspects of life where you're like, I don't understand why that's a problem. And then there might be things where you're looking at them going, how are you so calm and cool and collected about this? And they're going, it's not a big deal. It's no problem. A lot of that is cultural. And then don't forget trauma, my favorite topic to talk about, and I'm sure yours too. But trauma does impact the difficulty of things. You might be with somebody who had very authoritarian parents. They may have gotten berated, insulted, beaten. They may have had horrible teachers that treated them callously and like they were fiends if they didn't get their work done in school. They might have had a boss before that you knew them that may have treated them so poorly about not working so much, and they may have been so stressed out by that poor boss that now it's like a trauma response for them and it's automatic. But try to be curious, not judgmental. I'm very solution oriented here, but I pretty much disclaim all the time, like, let me know if that's not working for you. I'd love to talk to you individually because there's always barriers. If this was all really easy and simple for everyone would just do everything right and nobody would have any problems ever because all the answers are available on the internet. But unfortunately, everybody has unique barriers to these techniques and unique issues with Mondays or Sundays or work or authority or their parents or their employer or money, et cetera, et cetera. And people just have different backgrounds, where they were taught different things about money. They were taught different things about work ethic. They were told different ways to live life. And cognitive dissonance kicks in when you feel like you're not living up to your beliefs, which can be good when you're trying to get yourself out of an abusive relationship. And we'll be talking more about that as we go through the next 24 months. But really, it's a lot of times bad that you're getting cognitive dissonance trying to just go with the flow and be like the people around you. But those people, if you didn't grow up with them, they're not like you. If you didn't grow up in the same area, they didn't grow up in the same culture. If they didn't have the same parents, sometimes it's like they lived on an alien planet. You don't know. So if you're finding yourself feeling like I don't understand what my partner's problem is, maybe just try to understand them better and not try to fix them. Because leave that to me. I'm not with them. You don't want to be the one that fixes your partner, especially if it's something serious, medical, like mental health related, like trauma related, cultural related. It's so hard to walk somebody that you know through that, and it's a fine line to walk. So it's a lot easier to hand that off to somebody else. Like, I get it. Be supportive, be understanding, point them in this direction. Talk to them about the things that you know from what we discuss here every week. That's great, and that's helpful, and people can always benefit from information, even if it's from somebody close to them. I don't want to continue this weird myth that, like, people close to you in your primary support group can't help you with mental health issues, because that's just flat out patently false. I mean, that is just... Man, if there's one thing that, like, as a mental health professional, we talk about all the time, it's increasing somebody's, like, support group, their primary support group for their mental health. It's part of your score. If you have a GAF score at the end, part of what makes that higher is that you have a strong primary support group. So it can't possibly be that the people in your life that you're close to can't be helped in their mental health by you. But just be really careful Try not to overstep your boundaries with what you're capable of. If you feel comfortable just asking questions and getting to know what the situation is better, go for it. But if you don't, or you're not sure, or you don't know if you know as enough to really handle this, then set them up with a consultation. Go to my website, have them set up a ready to start. It's a free 15-minute consultation, and I'll let them know. I only need 15 minutes to figure something small out. So just go for it. Okay. What else do we have for questions? Oh, well, my mom just said goodnight. My mom's making me a quilt. This is like such a weird brag. She's making me a quilt for Christmas, and she is making it with a pattern of coffee and cats. And I'm so like unnaturally happy about this quilt. Like I can't wait to get it. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a coffee quilt pattern, and then there is a cat pattern. So she's making this. My mom makes quilts. My mom's a very gifted artist, and she just said good night. Good night. But she is making me a really nice quilt that is going to be warm and big and awesome and have kitties and coffee on it. And I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. I love cats and I love coffee. So, yeah, I was just checking on that to see. She says sweet dreams. So I'm sure she's not on here right now. Sometimes she's in the chat. If you ever see her on here, I'll usually call her out and you can say hi to her. She's very nice and she's a great artist. And if you have illustration needs, you can reach out to her, Fran Lyman, and she can draw like a mother. Wait, she is a mother. She can draw like a mother, and she can really do a good job with your books. I was actually going to make a children's book and have her illustrate it because I just want to see her illustrate books and get them published. But I really am not that interested in children's books right now, so I kind of held off on that. Does she need kitty inspiration because I have a cute kitty? I doubt that she needs it. She has a very cute cat, and I'm sure she uses that for her inspiration on the daily. But I think everybody needs a cute kitty in their life. It's just good for you. I think cats are good for you. There's all this research. It's one of the things, side note, and then I'll look for more questions and then we'll end. But it's just, we have all this research on how good dogs are for you. They lower your heart rate and they decrease stress. And there's all these great articles on how good and therapeutic petting a dog is and having a dog as a companion is. But there's not all that research on cats. And I find that very discriminatory because, sure, there are cats that don't interact much with people. But, I haven't really met a cat. And I have worked with cats professionally on a volunteer basis as a behavior specialist to get them able to be adopted and make them more adoptable. Every cat can be trained to be snuggly and cuddly and loving. They all have their own personality, but having a cat sit on your lap and petting it, I think probably provides exactly the same benefits as a dog, and there's just no research there. I mean, there's some, but it's very borderline, and it's not the robust body of research that there is for dogs. So just annoying for me as a psychologist. It just really bothers me that we're not really spending more time looking into cats because cats can often be easier to get in an apartment. They're easier to, landlords are more cat friendly a lot of times than dog friendly. And the companionship that you can get out of a cat, if it is equal, if the research turns out to be equal, I mean, holy hell, that could really be a huge benefit for people who are looking for a pet and they think that they need to get a dog, and then they feel trapped because they're going to have to leave their apartment or wherever they're renting because there's no dogs allowed. But maybe there's cats. So I don't know. That just bothers me. It's a side thing. Anyway, my bias towards cats. I love dogs too, by the way. I'm one of those weirdos that likes cats and dogs and every other animal as a pet. So, other questions that you guys have for me right now. We're in the final stretch here. I can't refresh my coffee again because apparently that's too much decaf coffee and it's carcinogenic. Good Lord. Who knew that there were so many rules with decaf? Tell me the questions that you have related to Monday, Sunday, stress, and helping somebody else out. Any of the things that we talked about today. Or if you have anything just totally random, you can ask me that now. I know that there's a decent delay, so I'm going to give it a couple minutes and I'm going to let you guys think about it. type out your questions, and then I will answer them. I'm going to play some bit more music when we're doing that. Your cat's basically a dog. She loves to cuddle. Yeah, I mean, cats are cuddly, man. I don't know. I had a cat that would like sleep in my bed like lengthwise, and it was like huge. This cat was like part Maine Coons, it was gigantic, and she would sleep like most of the night just like laying next to me. She was ridiculous. Like she was basically like a dog too. But cats can cuddle. I don't know. It just seems like, and even stray cats. Like we had stray cats. And those cats, man, they love to get pet. I think, in a lot of ways, I think that those were more lovey than the cats that we had in the house. All right. And the time is up. I'm going to go back on this song. I'm going to take a look at the phone, see if I missed anybody. Okay, not on there. What about Discord? All right, I think I got them all. Cool. All right, well, thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate you. I have even more stuff to do. I have presentations to produce for some big projects that are coming up, which I will let you know about as we move forward here too. And yeah, so have a great Monday Funday. Enjoy your evening. Do something nice for yourself. Relax, max, chill, be cool. Shoot some b-ball outside after school. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This is Eric Allen, the Life Coach, Twitch, or the Life Coach Insta, or the Life Coach on YouTube, but you have to look up Holistic Life Consultants and all that fun stuff, holisticlifeconsultants.com. Going to put it all in here at the end. Check out those links and socials. Please follow me. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow me if you're on Instagram. I have gotten a bunch of new followers in the last 2 weeks. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Please just continue to come back, tell a friend, and hopefully you talk a little bit about the stuff that we discussed today. Have a great, great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys.